Oh.
Morning,
Good.
Nikisha. It's Tanisha. How are you?
How are you?
Good.
Are we live right now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Hi there.
Hi.
How are you? Oh, I love you got your background.
Yes, I tried to like create like a little bit of a me going live and video type of background because I've been doing a lot of videos lately.
Okay. Good. So I'm sure Sheena told you we'll just start. It'll be brief. I'm going to welcome and thank everyone for joining us. Briefly mention you. Are you going to tell a little bit about yourself before we
Sure, yeah, I can do that. Mhm.
Okay. Are you a native of Central Florida?
I'm not. I'm actually Panamanian.
Okay, okay, good. All right. So I'll let you kind of talk a little bit about yourself and then we'll go from there.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I'm trying to like I don't know, as soon as I was getting ready to get on this webinar, my Wi-Fi went down.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
guys, so we're live
Yes.
now, so let's go ahead and start. So the attendees can see you. So we'll go ahead
Okay,
and
perfect.
get going. Okay, there we go.
Okay. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is well. Good morning. My name is Tanisha Nunn Gary. Thank you for joining us and welcome to our webinar series this morning. We're in for a special treat. We have Kanisha Samuels with us, and today we're going to hear about how to revamp your brand. And Ms. Samuels has 100 ways for under $100 that you can use to revamp your brand. So I'm sure we will all take away many things that we can do to revamp our brand during this time when we're all home, and some of us, we have a little downtime. We need to use this time to focus on our business, and when we do come out of this, have ways that we can even be bigger and better. So we're happy to have Nikisha with us this morning, and without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to us. Okay, thanks, Nikisha.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies. I'm really excited to be on this call with you all today. Just trying to get my screen up and running. You guys can take a look at my presentation just a second. But just to introduce myself, my name is Nikisha Samuels, and I am the founder of Charisma Branding and Event Agency. We specialize in providing branding services, social media services, PR, and event planning to small to medium-sized businesses. So we've been in business now for about I would say about 5 years, small business starting out. I was still working, but about 3 years ago, I decided to quit my job and go full time and go full force ahead and starting my business. And I started on the basis of branding leading up to events. So even though event planning is my passion, I realized if I wanted to get more clients on an ongoing basis, then I would need to find ways that I could connect with them and build out plans and basically a strategy that they could use me on a month to month on an ongoing basis where they could always circle back to me. And the branding side of my business is what made that happen and made that possible. So just for a moment, let me go ahead and get this up for you guys. Then we can get started. Okay. Okay, perfect. So I should be in share my screen mode. So one of the first ways that you can get your branding out there to different people and revamp it is by putting it on, sorry, skipping ahead. Oh, one sec. Sorry guys, one moment. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Just having a little bit of technical difficulties, but I'll get the presentation on the screen. One sec. Okay, so we should be good to go if everybody can see my screen. Okay, perfect. So one of the first ways that you can put your brand out there and revamp it and kind of get it in front of the public for not a lot of money, which people don't realize that it doesn't cost like $1 million to do, is putting it on a product. So I started off with a hashtag, a tagline, and a motto for my business. So a lot of people have heard, if you follow me on social media, Facebook, etc., you've heard either the terms running in heels or event guru or venue whisperer, right? So those are kind of like my hashtags, my taglines, etc., or those are more like my hashtags that I use for my brand. Then my tagline is let's create an experience for my event planning business. Then I developed a motto, which is like gratitude. I use the poem Our Deepest Fear a lot, and I incorporate that into my branding and all of the messaging that I use. So with me creating all of those different things for my brand, I then decided to put them on products. Now that does a couple different things. One, it gives you great content because you can use it on calls, every different thing. I put my shirts on when I'm doing any type of video, photo shoots, anything like that. When I do my Facebook Lives, you always see me with my coffee mugs with my shirts on. I have one on now, even though the frame is a little tight, you can't really see. But maybe I'll do a couple pictures later so that you can see all of my content. But developing that motto, developing that brand, developing that hashtag tag and tagline, and then putting it on a product. I use either Printful or Printify for my sales, but I also support local print companies and distributors to create my products as well. So I'll get it either printed in-house or I'll put it online for sale. Then I use an app called Placeit. So placeit.com you can use to create different mock-ups of the products you create. So say for instance you want to post on social media somebody like a young lady drinking out of your coffee mug that has your tagline, your hashtag on it to have that brand placement. You can go on Placeit and put your logo, your design, whatever you have created to promote your brand on a coffee mug and have somebody else drinking out of that coffee mug on a picture. So if you see in the middle of the presentation, those are a couple of products that I have created in the past. Now, to further amplify this brand that you're creating, you can send it out to 10 of your favorite clients. So that's great because it becomes a gift. It becomes something they can then take pictures of, Instagram, share to their base, their following, and hopefully tag you in it. Then the bonus again is to add it to your website for sale. So imagine if you're going to make just a little extra cash. Honestly, with Printful and Printify, you don't make a ton of money off of one sale, two sale, but again, you're just creating that amplification of your brand by allowing other people to share, like, comment, post when they have on your shirts, your coffee mugs, your notebooks, etc. Okay, now developing social media templates in Canva. So again, if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you know that I am the Canva queen. I love, 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 love Canva, and I recommend any small business owner have it. Even if it's not something you're going to use all the time, it's always a tool because if you don't have like a graphic designer or something like that on retainer, then it can be difficult sometimes to get your messages across. You might need to just put up a simple quote or or you just might want to put out some information. Like, for instance, I have a client right now who's in insurance, and with all of the rapid changes that were going on with Cobra and unemployment and all these other things, he really needed to have some social media templates. So he had a certain budget. So what I did was I went in Canva, I created those social media templates for him. And actually I did this exact thing. I created one that was good for him to just drop in some simple quotes for, like inspirational quotes, anything that pertains to your business, informational type products. One for photo posts, so anything where he wanted to drop in photos or something that was more photo based for his social media and to grab that attention. And then a couple of moving graphics, so something that has either a video component to it or has a motion graphic component to it. Now Canva has added some really great features to include animations and transitions to the post that you make. Another really good app is Crello, Crello.com. I really love their templates because they focus a lot on motion graphics and moving templates, and I think that theirs are a little bit cleaner than Canva, and it makes it more of a contemporary look when you use Crello. But so like I said, that person paid me to make those templates, but if that, because he needed them in the rush. But if you had templates like that already made, imagine how easy it would be to drop new information when it comes about, like a quarantine happening to the entire world all at once, right? Bonus. So sometimes it is hard to stay on brand with social media, but I've designed a program to help you out. So after this, I'm going to be giving the ladies who signed me up today a handout, which is going to be my 0 to 100 program. And basically, it's a guide on how to stay on brand. The number one problem that I see people run into when they're trying to create social media templates is not that it's hard or it's something that they can't do, is that they don't know where to start and they don't know how to stay on brand. So with the guide that I've created, it'll help you pick and choose what templates, colors, fonts, all that great stuff that will be cohesive to your brand and allow you to create social media templates that are really comprehensive to what you're trying to create. Oh, perfect. Okay. Have a mini photo shoot. Okay, so I already know what people are gonna say. Having a mini photo shoot. What if you're not comfortable around in front of the camera? Well, it doesn't always have to be you. It could be a day in the life, but from your perspective, meaning that you're shooting from a third person point of view. But people want to know what it's like to do what you do. That's what branding is. It's creating a culture, it's creating something that stands alone outside of your logo, outside of your website, outside of the things that people have to go to find. These are the things that you can bring them into, right? So have a mini photo shoot. And here are a few things that I would recommend you get to produce your mini photo shoot. One, order a poster on Office Depot. I'm not even sure if you guys can still see me, but the poster behind me is not what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, due to the quarantine, my wonderful branded posters are in storage. But if you order a poster on Office Depot, it's literally, I think, $59, I think, for a poster the size of what is behind me, which is about 24 by 36. And that's if you get it laminated and mounted. Now, what you do with that poster and what I've done in the past is I've simply put, for those who are not the most graphic design savvy, is my logo and my social media handles under it, and that's it. That's literally it. My logo, my social media handles. And I strategically place it behind me when I'm doing my mini photo shoots. So it could be off to the side, doesn't have to be in every frame, but it's very subliminal marketing. And once you've created that great poster in Office Depot, you can use it for other things. You can use it at vendor tables, at events, for real photo shoots if you want to stand in front of it. It's very inexpensive. And Me, I don't know about other people, but I am the queen of coupons also. So if you want to go to officedepot.com and look for coupons, they usually 90% of the time have a 20% coupon off of all print material. And if you're a nonprofit, they really give really good discounts if you sign up for their rewards program. Next, I would get an iPhone stand with a clicker. Now, this has literally changed my life when it comes to creating content. If you want to take pictures of yourself. So an iPhone stand on Amazon is about, I would say the most I've ever paid for one, it's $15, right? Again, I'm not 100% sure because I'm not too tech savvy with this webinar platform, but this is my iPhone stand right here. It's really simple. It's flexible. You can change it. You can put your phone on here, and then it came with a clicker. So it came with a Bluetooth clicker that you can turn on, and when you're ready, it literally fits in the palm of your hand so people can't see it when you're taking your photos, and you can take pictures from afar. So from across the room, I could put my phone on the stand and click a photo of me working, doing whatever, and I literally do it in the palm of my hand and nobody can see it. Then a ring light. So ring lights, it can differ in price, but I don't think I've ever seen a standard ring light be over like $60. Okay, so order a ring light. It will change your life when it comes to lighting. Another item that is unfortunately trapped in my storage unit until quarantine is over. Now here's a bonus tip. A huge mistake that I see people use when it comes to their branding, their posting, their social media, all that stuff, is content clusters, right? So you have to know what's good for you to cluster your content together and what's not. And usually things like this is not good to post all at one time. What you want to do is you want to post. You want to do 7, I would say 5 to 7 scenes during your day. So one drink for coffee, one for your, like, let's say your first meeting call of the day, one for your lunch post, one for your afternoon meetings, or if you're out and about when you're not in quarantine, then your wind down for the day. And then I would take a few shots of what it looks like for your afterward time. What do you do when you kick off your heels? What does your evening look like? Your family, your friends, happy hour, all that stuff in the day in the life mini photo shoot. And then break that down into 7 posts. Do not, do not post all of these things all at once. You're building a brand, not throwing your brand in somebody's face. So every day, show a little piece of your life, just a little piece, just a little piece, just a little piece. And again, this makes a lot of sense to me because once I do my makeup, once I put my lashes on, once I do all these things, I want to shoot for one day. I do not like being in front of the camera. I do not like having things drawn out. So if I make the determination in the morning that I'm going to do my makeup, get dressed, and this is going to be a content producing day, then I take that whole day, break it down, do all the content, do all the milestones, take those posts and break it down into 7 posts for the week. But now you have 7 days worth of content, right? All right, on to the next. Okay, start recording videos. Again, for the people who do not like to be in front of the camera, I get you. I understand you. We are one. Believe it or not, people think that I enjoy and love being in front of the camera, and I hate it. I hate the sound of my own voice. I hate coming up with content. I hate feeling like the camera's on me. I hate all of the above. But when you're building a brand, there's just certain things you have to do. But there are ways that you can make it palpable. Let's say that. It's not going to be easy, but you can make it enjoyable for yourself. So first things first, I would create a YouTube channel. Like I know it sounds weird to tell people to tell everybody to create a YouTube channel, but it's a place to park your content. It's a place to park your content that you can brand for yourself, that you can own in your own right. And for me personally, I created a YouTube channel because when I wanted to share my content and my videos and stuff like that, not every platform will allow you to just share a video. For instance, when you're sending out email blasts with your videos and other things, a lot of them require you to have a YouTube link. So if I'm going to take the time out of my day to create a YouTube link to put in an email, then I'm going to go ahead and have the channel. So I actually have two channels. One that I put any video. If I go live, whatever I do, if I recorded it, if it's on brand to, and I kind of combine my two brands, which is Running in Heels and Charisma Branding and Events, into one channel called The Silent underscore K, which the K in my name is silent. If I create anything, any content that's relevant that has my face on it, it goes in this YouTube channel. Now, whenever I upload a photo or upload a video, it's not in vain. It's on YouTube. If somebody happens to Google, search, or look for the content that I'm providing, they now have the YouTube channel. And I had to put the video on YouTube anyways in order to share it in other avenues. Okay? Go Facebook Live. Yes, I know it's nerve-wracking. I know it is intense to think about it. I know you're wondering if anybody's going to watch. It doesn't. It really doesn't matter if anybody watches. You want people to watch, but it doesn't matter because you're doing it for the content. You're doing it for the brand. So if you're nervous, make it interactive. So again, if you follow me on Facebook or on Instagram, you know that last Friday I did a Facebook Live event and I called it Free Knowledge Fridays. I've been doing these free consultations during the quarantine and I wanted to do a Facebook Live for it. I had no idea what I wanted to talk about. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was really nervous because it's been years since I've done a Facebook Live video. So what did I do? I made it interactive. I made it so that people had to ask me questions, and the questions that they asked provided the topic for the event. Now, I also had backup questions just in case nobody got on the live, which unfortunately that did not happen. I had about 30-something people join. But what I did was I turned my expertise into almost a party trick. So I'm known for creating events for companies and brands that will bring them more clients and leads. So what I did was I had people submit their their companies and their brands to me, and live on air, I created and gave the event ideas. So that made it interactive to where I didn't feel nervous to go live as much as I normally would just walking through my day. I felt like I was interacting with the people who were watching the video. Now, I know these tactics might seem like it's only referring to and targeting people who are in creative avenues and fields, but that's not true. I help everybody implement these strategies. Lawyers, if you're an accountant, it doesn't matter. Creativity sells, content sells, and there's always a way to pivot your brand and your company to include what is trending at the moment. So another way that you can incorporate and start recording videos is to do a Zoom hangout. If you're not the most comfortable on your own in creating content and videos, get 4 or 5 experts on your topic and record it. So even if you're a tax preparer, you know 4 or 5 other tax preparers, you know 4 or 5 other accountants, you know 4 or 5 other plumbers. Let's be honest. So create a Zoom hangout, a Zoom meeting for you guys. Write down 10 questions or a specific topic, like this is the easiest thing in the world to say in this point in time. How to pivot in a quarantine. Everybody's pivoting. Everybody's using this opportunity right now to explore different ways of running their business. So you guys all get in there, you do a Zoom meeting, 4 or 5 experts on your topic, and you just record it in Zoom. Just that simple. Now you have hopefully up to an hour worth of content that you can either chop up into smaller pieces or throw on Facebook and host a watch party and invite a bunch of people to have a discussion about the content that you just made. Another way is to create a time-lapse video of you working. So I did this last, I think it was 2 weeks ago. We're in quarantine. I have no idea of a sense of time or space right now. So a few weeks ago, maybe, I created a time-lapse video of me working on the computer, creating designs in Canva. And what I did was they're having the Don't Rush challenge right now. Everybody's doing this Don't Rush challenge, and I created the video, and I put the Don't Rush song over the video and said Don't Rush on these graphics, right? So that was kind of the whole premise of the video, and it got so much engagement, so much traction. I used that time-lapse video to then promote a Canva class that I am going to be teaching actually this weekend. So time-lapse videos of you working. I know it sounds silly, but people like to see insight in what it is that you do and what is the brand that you're creating and building. Okay, I might have to move a little bit faster through these tips. Okay, so don't sleep on Fiverr. So if you don't know what Fiverr is, Fiverr.com is a website that you can use to hire different designers, graphic professionals, writers, editors, pretty much anything that you can think as a freelance opportunity and worker, you can find on Fiverr. Now, during the quarantine, I have been on Fiverr quite a bit because I'm really working hard to revamp my brand. I'm looking for any crevices, any corner, anything that I have been neglecting over the past 6 months to a year, and I am putting a new spin on it, a fresh light on it, because as an event planner, my hope is that once this is all over, that I am booked and busy, that people want to have events in the next 6 months to a year, that they're planning out ahead, that we can get ahead and in front of this situation that we're in right now. But if I don't take this time now to prepare, then where will I be, right? So I have been spending money on Fiverr. I have been trying to do about $100 a month. That's it, $100 a month, and hiring little projects and little things that I might not want to spend time on right now, and I'm outsourcing it to Fiverr. So a few things that I have hire people on there to do is one, a compilation video. So for me, I do events. So what I did was I sent a whole, actually, I'm not sure if I did this on Fiverr, but I sent a whole bunch of videos, pictures, all types of things of me working, of my work, because I actually am really bad about taking videos while I'm at events. But of my clients' events and the aftermath, and I sent it to one designer, have them compile it into a compilation video, and I will use that for ads and different things. And when I revamp my website, I will now be switching out the video that's currently on there, that's about 5 years old when I started the website, and putting my new compilation video. Logo animation. So have you ever seen when people start videos and stuff like that, or different things, they have it where like their video zooms in and zooms out, or comes together and like deconstructs itself really fast on the screen? That's a logo animation. You never know when you're going to need that type of thing. $5, $10 on Fiverr, boom, done. Keep it in your arsenal for branding later on, so that when people like, they say, okay, you're speaking at this convention and we need to do a highlight reel of you, can you send us content? Boom, you send them all these things because you want to be ready and present your brand at the utmost at all times. Personal avatar. So I'm not sure if you guys saw this because the slides weren't working. Let me see if I can go back to this. But I created this avatar not that long ago, and I absolutely love it. I would have paid so much more money for the designer to make it than it said. Oh, sorry, my screen is going out. One moment, my screen is frozen. Okay, there we go. So this is my avatar. So this, and people call it avatar, I just call it like an illustration. Basically, I sent this designer, this illustrator, my picture, and I asked him to create an animation, a cartoon character of me. And I absolutely love this little thing. Like, I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. I just had a flyer that I wanted to make, and I was like, oh, an animation would go a little bit better than what I was planning to use, which is basically like, another picture like that. So yeah, I created this little avatar, and now I put her on everything. I put her on this graphic. I put her in my ebooks now. She's kind of just like like an extension of my logo almost, that I'm really enjoying using and incorporating in my branding. And I have it. I probably paid $10. I think I paid that $10 to $15 because I wanted it in a certain amount of time. And I probably got hundreds of dollars worth of use out of that one avatar that I created. Ebook transcribing. I'm going to get into ebooks a little bit more towards the end of the talk, but you can record your voice and have somebody transcribe you talking about a topic and create it into writing. Then you can have that person even design your ebook for you. Like I said, I'll get a little bit more into ebooks and why they're important a little later. Video intros, again, kind of like your logo animation, but if you ever see those YouTube stars and when they start their video, they have this little reel, they have little photos of themselves, all this stuff. That's what a video intro is going to be. And again, just something really good to have on hand for $10 that you can pay for on Fiverr and always have in your arsenal. Then let's see. Last thing is video editing. So video editing, it kind of goes back to the compilation videos, but if you're constantly making these, like I said, like even if you had the mini photo shoot for the day in life, if you did that as a video and it's video content, you can then take that information and put it into Fiverr and ask somebody to just add little captions, little highlights, maybe put little pop-ups on face, etc. Okay, reach out to past clients. Now, one thing that I have gotten really good at that really has been like the basis of my business. Oh, skipping ahead again. Sorry, guys. That has been the basis of my business has been reaching out to past clients and appreciation marketing. So I'll get into appreciation marketing a little bit later, but reaching out to past clients is a great way, especially in the quarantine, to revamp your brand in people's minds that already know about it. A lot of times we're so focused on branding for new clients that we forget that we should be branding and putting our brand in front of past clients as well, because we need to make sure that they remember us, that we stay top of mind, that we're marketing to them. And if we're not implementing our brand into it, then what is the marketing really doing, right? So ask for testimonials. Something I'm very bad at, but during this quarantine, I am picking out every last thing that I have neglected and making it a priority. So ask for the testimonial, ask for them to tell you what they thought, for them to give recommendations, etc. Turn each quote and each testimonial into a graphic and post it. Again, beware of content clustering. Just because you were really successful and got 10 testimonials does not mean you need to post all 10 testimonials at the same time. Break them up into different content. Post one a day. I would even say one a day, maybe one a week, so that people because people don't see the timeline unless you show them the timeline, unless you show them the expansiveness of your business, because people think about small businesses in a small way, which is unfortunate, but we make a big impact in a lot of people's lives and a lot of people's livelihood. So what you want to do is spread it out, and when you post a testimonial and a rave review about your business once a week, people understand that you're constantly working, you're constantly having clients, you're on an ongoing basis serving your clients and doing things that require gratitude, right? So go a step further and ask if they would do a voice recording. So this is really cool. So I don't know if you've ever seen on podcasts when they're doing their like promo and video and stuff like that, they might like take a little sound bite from their podcast and they will create what is like called the voice equalizer. So on the video you can see like the voice bars going up and down and the person's talking, etc. Now imagine if you did that, but you did it with a client testimonial and you created that same voice equalizing video and graphic. So I recently stumbled upon an app called wave.co, and it's WAVVE.co. And you can take a voice recording, put it in wave.co, and it will help you create a graphic, a little video, GIF, etc. that that looks like that same type of content. Then you could post that too. So it's different when somebody writes down a review, but when it's coming directly from the voice of somebody who has a rave review for you, that's very impactful and it's just eye-catching content right there. Throw your logo in a corner, you put their name, maybe their occupation, something like that, so that your ideal client can see that you work with people like them. Okay. Okay. Revamp your website. And I apologize if you're watching right now and you see the numbers are off. I so apologize. I had a lot of technical difficulties right before we jumped on this call, so some of my edits did not go through. But I promise you, there's about 100 tips on here either way. So revamping your website, again, some of these tips that I'm going through, I tailored specifically for this call today. So revamping your website is a great way to spend your time when you're in quarantine. You have a little bit of extra hope. Some of us do have a little bit of extra time on your hands, a little bit of reflection because uh, at least from my experience, people are not calling as much. It's not as much like face-to-face interaction. I don't have to go out to meetings. I don't have to go out to vending visits and stuff like that. That would take a lot of my time. I'm not driving anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Really, it's just me in my home with a little bit more time to spend. So I am revamping my website. I'm adding client logos. I'm sorry, I said that twice. Adding client logos and adding client testimonials. So those testimonials that you got from the last step, you can add those to your website as well. Okay. Update your image gallery. So how many of you have your image gallery that has been the same exact thing since the time that you started your website? It's time to revamp it. I had my website for about 5 years and I look back and I'm like, oh my goodness, my event planning skills are so much better now. My design skills are so much better now. Why do I have these old graphics and all this stuff on my website? I need to clean it up. I need to take out all the old, put in some new content, and just revamp that. Write a new blog pertaining to the current climate like yesterday. You One big thing about branding that's important to me, as mostly because I am a younger person, younger entrepreneur, younger business just starting out, is being the expert. Right now, in your marketing, you need to be the expert because people are very unsure about the world that we're living in right now. Nobody has been through this before, and if you can be the voice of reason for your industry, for your company, it will resonate with the people who follow you and people who trust you and your opinion. So write a blog, write an information piece. It will go a really long way in this quarantine and what we're dealing with right now. Okay. Host a contest or a giveaway. This is something that really works at any time, but now it's kind of cool because people want to get their mind off what's going on. So a few things that I started doing mostly for clients that they never thought about before was listing the help of local publications. With the decline of events right now. Some of our, especially in Orlando, like Orlando Weekly or the Business Journal, all these places that they do a lot of marketing through events and get a lot of buzz and stuff like that through events. They are looking for positive content right now. They don't always want to be talking about the negativity surrounding coronavirus. They want something that's uplifting. They want something that will, just be the flip side of the coin for the people who follow them. So maybe reach out to those publications. I've worked with Yelp Orlando a few times, and they've always been super, super collaborative with me. We've run a few different contests for my clients. I'm not saying anybody go rush and reach out to them right now, but if you have an idea that would be beneficial to the people who follow them, reach out to them. You never know. They can only say no once, right? Or I wouldn't say no once, but they can only say no. Get 2 or 3 other businesses on board. So let's say, for instance, you want to give away a free service. If you're a spa, you want to give away a free spa. Maybe reach out to somebody who does products. Maybe you can do a basket of some sort for Mother's Day. They have products, oils, massage oils, something like that. Anything you could think of that's collaborative that makes it a more well-rounded giveaway. Give away something branded. Maybe they get if you're doing that spa package, they get a branded robe or something along those lines. Make it so that they have to share, like, tag, or follow to win. So now that comes back to you. Not only are you giving back to your community, but you're also making it so that you're amplifying your brand as well. So now they're sharing, they're following, they're tagging it, and you're getting some social clout out of it. Post the winners afterwards. This is really important, and a lot of times it can be very difficult to do because a lot of times people win and they just move on, right? But you want to try to ask for photos from the winner and offer an additional bonus if they do. Maybe an additional discount, like, hey, we're so excited that you won. We really want to get some photos of you, either while you're receiving your service or with the products that you won. If you do, we can give you an extra 20% off your next visit. Now you've given them a little something and you've gotten that content too. Right? Thank you letters. So I know this is at the bottom, there's a bonus that says read the book Appreciation Marketing, but honestly, that book really changed my life. And not my life in terms of how I approach my marketing. I am not a very salesy person. I lead with gratitude, appreciation, and information, and that has gotten me a long way, at least in my business. But if you read the book Appreciation Marketing or follow a lot of their content, you'll learn a lot about the power of a thank you letter and how to properly write one. We don't have enough time to go through the entire thing, but I'll give you a couple of tidbits. So again, I've been doing this for some of my clients recently because they are taking the time to write their thank you letters. But create a branded postcard in Canva. It's very simple. All you have to do is do a logo or maybe an inspirational quote on one side, maybe a couple of handles or something like that, just so you can remember who you are. And on the other side, you want to keep it blank. I order mine on Vistaprint. I know that you can do orders through Canva. Office Depot would be really great too, because like I said, they're always giving discounts. But what I have realized is during the quarantine, the Vistaprint times for printing and shipping have not changed. So if you're going to do it now, my recommendation would be Vistaprint. Order colored envelopes, something that pertains to your brand. Now, if you're looking at this on the screen, you can probably tell that my branding is black, white, and red, right? So I would do a red envelope, not white, not black. That wouldn't be terrible, but I would definitely lean towards red, because when they see that in the mail, it's going to be attention grabbing. They're going to reach for it, and then they're like, oh yes, this is Nisha, that makes sense because it's red, and they know that that's my branding. But again, read the book Appreciation Marketing. You can even like I said, go online, follow them. They post a lot about different tidbits, and he has an exact strategy in his book for how you should be writing your thank you letter. Okay. Okay. And again, I apologize that the numbering is off. My computer was not on my side this morning. Develop a PR strategy. If you've ever worked with me, you know how hard I grind this to the grindstones. Like, PR is not just for the big businesses. It is not just for big brands, big corporations, or anything like that. People, especially the local news and local publications, they want to hear from the people within the community. And it is possible to develop a PR strategy on your own, implement it, and carry out through the things that you do. So, few things that you could do to get started. Create a media kit. So what is a media kit? It is, I would say, a 1 to 2 page synopsis of what it is that you do. It's basically your brand's resume. In there, you want to input what your areas of expertise are, what your social media following is like, what your demographic is. For me, it would be like, for Running in Heels example, would be women aged 25 to 36, primarily in Florida, Orlando, or other large cities. I get a lot in Miami, New York, Atlanta, etc. In the South or East Coast, right? I put all that in my media kit. A picture of yourself. Um, you can kind of tie it to what it is that pertains to you, but it's a synopsis of what people can expect from you once they put, or as a return on investment for what they put out for you in the media. So for instance, if you say you have X amount of followers, and if they know that they put you on their show, on their podcast, etc., you're going to share it to X amount of followers. That's their return on investment for having you a part of their media. So what you provide the media in one kit, in one proposal. All right. Then you're going to research 50 to 100 podcasts, YouTube shows, publication, and blogs you want to be featured in. It's a numbers game. Some of these people are fishing for content. Some of them have an overload of content. But if you want to get a good return, I say 50 to 100. Reaching out to you is good for me, especially because right now I have a little bit of time. I can't always record shows and be on people's blogs and podcasts. But right now, my schedule is a little bit more flexible with not having any in-person events. So it is the perfect time to do a little PR, because that is content that I can use for later. I'm going to be reposting a lot of my videos lately. I've been on podcasts and different things in the past, and I still have that. I still have that video. I still have the audio from it. I still have all of that in my possession, and I can use it whenever I want to, as long as they give you access to it, of course. Develop a well-written introduction letter. Hello, my name is Nisha Samuels. I am the owner of Charisma Branding and Events. I saw that you have a podcast and it reaches out to blank, blank, and blank. I would love to be able to share with your audience my expertise in blank, blank, and blank, especially when it pertains to the climate of dealing with a worldwide pandemic and how it is affecting my industry as a whole. How simple was that? Attached is a copy of my media kit. And if you're interested, I would love to set up a call to discuss what a show with me as your host could look like. A link to your calendar, boom, done. Then start emailing. I know that sounds silly, but start emailing, send out the emails. Don't be afraid. Again, don't be afraid of no's. Get yourself out there and in front of people. Branding is not easy. Branding is being vulnerable and putting out your message to the world. Pitch a story to the local news. I have seen oh my goodness, a lot of small business owners that I applaud for being on the local news lately. Like, they're getting out there and they're sharing their perspective of how this quarantine is affecting them. And people hear it. The news can't always be negative. They have a duty to their audience to portray both sides of the coin. So think about how the quarantine affects your industry, and pitch that angle to them. Pretty much all perspectives are important during this time, because we as a generation have never been through this. So we all want to know how it's affecting other people. So get out there and share your voice. Okay. Show appreciation. So like I said, I built my brand on a few different things. One, because I know that I am young, especially when it comes to other event planners who have been doing this for a very, very long time. I lean on my expertise, my knowledge, putting out what I have learned and showing people that I know what I know. Gratitude and appreciation and creativity, but appreciation is a big one, and like I said, that book has really changed the way that I approach things in my business, right? So write down 7 to 10 past clients, vendors, community leaders, and colleagues. Make a graphic with their face on it, and then take a week and every day thank them for something they did for you. So if you follow me, then you know that I did this past week, and I'm actually still going because I just had so many vendors reaching out, not even reaching out, that I remembered. I was like, oh my gosh. I was telling the stories from the first vendors I was talking about. I remembered more and more things that people did for me that I wanted to show appreciation towards. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try to do 2 weeks instead of just 1 week. But I did a vendor appreciation week, and every single day I said thank you to somebody who helped me build my business, who came through in a clutch, who provided a service and just went above and beyond what they're supposed to do, or who just did what I asked of them. Sometimes we take for granted the things that people do, that you just ask them to do and they fulfill it without asking any questions. So I showed appreciation to them, and it was really simple. All I did, actually, I created my video content for that. If you were wondering, on Place It. So in Place It, I made a template. It was the vendor's name, a few of their handles, if I could find their website, their Facebook handle, etc. It said vendor appreciation on it, and then the second slide just said we appreciate you with their logo. Boom, done. Every morning I was getting up. I was because I've been writing down gratitude, right? So as I was writing down gratitude, I did my appreciation post, and I went through, I made the graphic, I told the story, and I posted it and I tagged them. And so many people have come back to me just saying how thankful they were for that. And hopefully they'll be willing to work with me when this is over. And I mean, not that that's 100% the reason I did it for, but it's content. Now they were sharing me, they were sharing my page, they were sharing my business, the work that we did together, the pictures of the events that me and that person did together. So it was another way of just perpetuating my brand, and appreciation is a huge part of my branding. Okay. Design a vendor. Now I know that sounds kind of crazy because right now we're in this quarantine, and we are not doing events right now. You can't really go out there and be a vendor. But one thing is, there's a lot of different companies or a lot of different industries that are running specials and deals right now. Office Depot is one of them. They're running really great, amazing deals. And so are a lot of my other print companies, because people are not doing events right now. So what a better time to revamp your vendor table, your event strategy, and how you present yourself when you do use events in your branding, right? And it doesn't always have to be events, but when you're doing this type of thing, that's kind of where it moves towards. So retractable banners, design a new one, get a new one printed. I use a site, I literally think it's called retractable banners for cheap.com. It's literally that simple. When I first saw it, I thought it was a scam, but they are amazing. $56 for a retractable banner for the slender size, and I think it's about $70 for the larger size banner. Something you can get done by a graphic designer, something you can get done on Fiverr if you need to, but order your new retractable banner. When's the last time that you redesigned some of your vendor table products? Pamphlets, redesign your pamphlets now. Business cards, redesign your business cards now, because all of these sites have sales going on right now. They're giving discounts. These are things that people are not necessarily focused on right now, but it would be in your best interest to focus on them while it's cheap and while they're doing great deals for them. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's my last slide, but I do have one more thing. So I'm going to actually stop sharing my screen with you guys for a moment. But I'm gonna wrap up in a second. Okay, I think it's just on me for now. So the last thing that I wanted to discuss was creating an ebook. And again, I so apologize because my presentation, that is not the revised version of my presentation, but um, different things with technology happens and here we are. So so the last thing that was supposed to be on my presentation was about ebooks. So right now, like after this is over, I'm going to go ahead and give um the ladies who are conducting this session today a copy of my ebook. But ebooks are a really great tool to connect with your audience. It allows you to put your knowledge-based products out to the world. So a few things that you could do with that is get it designed in Fiverr or design it yourself in Canva. One thing I did because I hate writing is I got it transcribed from a recording and I sent it to Fiverr, and I think for about $10. She took everything that I said on the recording, put it in writing, and all I had to do from there was get it designed, right? Then I did a couple things. One, I sent it out to my email list first. So they are the people who have already been following me. So I rewarded them to say, hey, here's a sneak peek of my new information product. This is the new this is a way and a breakdown. And for me, it was a 0 to 100 program for staying on brand, right? Then I did a launch on social media and I created the link and I did it on Entre Pages. And what it was is a landing page. They click on it and all they had to do was put in their email and their name and they got a download um, of the ebook, and that allowed me to build my email list. So off of that alone, I got about 200 emails just for creating the information product. And honestly, it was just 10 tips, 10 steps, 10 tips of something that I already do. And I had a recording made for about an hour of me just talking about how I did it, transcribed it, and done. Creating the ebook is not as hard as you think it is. It's actually um, pretty simple. But that's all that I had for today. I see that they put up there that they are asking questions. I'm not sure. I don't see any questions.
Hi, I'm back. Hi, Kanisha.
Ah,
Thank you for that. Thank you for that presentation. I
thank
do
you.
have the questions up, so if you like, I could go through those for you.
Okay, perfect. Yes, I don't see them.
So yes, the first one comes from our chamber member, Sylvester Terry. Hi, Sylvester, if you're out there and you can hear me. You mentioned something called Canva and Crello.com. He
Mhm.
wants to know, how do you spell Crello? He wants to know a little bit more about that, so he can
Okay,
look.
yes. Absolutely. So Crello is CRELLO.com, and it's very similar to Canva. And Canva is CANVA.com. But it's just a platform of simpler than like Photoshop or a software that you have to use. It's web-based. And I like Crello specifically because they do a lot with motion graphics, so video, high quality motions and stuff like that. But it really is comparable to Canva, so you can do just about anything that you can do in Canva and Crello as well.
Okay, awesome. Then we have a comment from Jean Propellant, who was one of our presenters a few weeks ago. He made a very good point. He said, reaching current and past clients is always a great tip that many business owners forget. But a pro tip, when reaching them, first ask what you can do to help them. They'll respond much better that way.
Absolutely. And during this quarantine, like I said, because I'm working so much with revamps, I've offered to do some of my revamp services for free. Like I would go on their website and say, hey, I made this website for you X amount of years ago. Can I just update your client logos? Can you just send me some new logos and let me know if there's anything I could do for that? And that itself has snowballed into more business for me.
Okay, awesome. And then Acacia wants to know how she can get the graphics that you used. She wants to know how she can get those. So is there a way to contact you? Is there an email address you'd like to give out?
Sure. My email is charisma with a K, KARISMA EVP. Oh, there you guys got it. at gmail.com, or that is my other one that pertains to my website as well. hello@charismaevents.co.
Okay. Awesome. And then the final comment was wanting to know if the webinar will be recorded. And yes, it will be. So it will be sent out and made available even on our website. So the webinar is recorded. Again, thank you so much, Nikisha, for joining us and sharing your expertise. I'm sure that we all had several takeaways that we can use, and we appreciate, again, you joining us. Want to go over a few other webinars that we have coming up. Tomorrow is not a webinar, but tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. we have coffee and conversation with myself. Looking forward to connecting with chamber members, and if you're interested in learning more about our chamber, we invite you to come and join us. Again, that's tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and there will be a special announcement made. So we're asking that everyone come out and learn a little bit about who we are and what we're doing. Then we also have tomorrow evening the Medical Professionals Roundtable. We partnered with the local chapter of the National Medical Association, which is the Black Doctors Association here in Central Florida. And we're going to talk about the health disparities in the African American community in this coronavirus crisis. So again, we invite you all to come out and listen to that. It's very important. We're not going to only talk about the disparities, but what we can do to better protect our health, and then even talk about the health disparities according to insurance and just access to medical health. Then we also have later in the week, Dr. Janie Lacey is going to talk to us about coronavirus and our mental health and what we need to do to make sure that we're staying strong and that we're just making sure that when we come out of this and that we do, not only that our businesses are healthy, but that we are healthy as well. Ask you to check out our website. You'll learn more about those webinars as well as our business conference that's coming up. Would love all of you to save the date. It's Friday, August 21st. It will be a full day business conference at Full Sail Live. More information is to come, but all of these webinars is leading up to the business conference. It will be supplier diversity matchmaking, and of course the part that we all love, our annual empowerment luncheon. Please follow us on social media, keep up with what we're doing. We invite you that aren't members to join our chamber. There are many ways that you can connect, and we talk about access to capital, entrepreneurship, training and development, and different ways that we can help you grow and sustain your business. So again, thank you all for joining. Please continue to be safe and well, and look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow for coffee and conversation with the president at 9 a.m. sharp. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks again, Kanisha. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.